Welcome back to Animondays. Futurama 1999 is the year, right before 2000 hits. Kind of topical, I guess, in that
Y2K.
In that day. So we start with episode 1, where Fry is doing his normal pizza delivery thing. If you've seen this series, you've probably seen this episode 100 times. I know I personally have. Not knocking on it whatsoever. So yeah, we start with Fry delivering the pizza, the delivery to Icy Wiener in the, what would you even call it? The cryogenic place?
Yeah.
Wait, what was the line?
Never got a name.
Fuck, what was the line? Welcome
to the world of tomorrow! Icy Wiener. Ah, crap.
But there's just a really great writing moment that I'm not going to necessarily completely spoil. I think it's really interesting for a show to, from the beginning, have something so far down the line set up. And there are things in this show that continuity doesn't necessarily work out with. This is absolutely one of them that they do. This is a really well done.
This is Futurama.
Setup. Futurama's
the greatest animated comedy of all time.
Hard to argue. It's really hard.
It's got great fucking jokes, clever jokes, and great hard-hitting emotional moments.
Well, that's... Oh, we might have to omit Jurassic Park when we do Season 4 out of fear that I might just be fucking... I won't even have a moment to stop crying to say a word. So yeah, him delivering the pizza ties into this entire series, because while he's there, he realizes Icy Wiener's not a real thing, sits down in a chair, you see a specific shadow. Wink, wink. And, winds up freezing in the cryogenic chamber for 1,000 years.
And in the same season, man. Wow, someone could have, like, spotted that.
A lot of people tend to want to take a scenery change to redo their life, especially when they're in a really bad spot. So Fry, it seems like he's going to take this opportunity to change his life around, basically some new scenery.
And it really doesn't.
And it doesn't work out that way, because sometimes life just has a plan for you, and his just unfortunately is being a delivery boy. Well, again and again.
Somebody has a plan for him, but it ain't life. That's why he was frozen.
And I think aside from the actual writing of the show, which I've already mentioned is pretty intelligent.
I think this is better than Simpsons, personally.
I actually agree with you. And Simpsons is one of my favorite shows. I'm not saying this isn't. But yeah, Simpsons is one of my favorite shows.
Simpsons is more like political satire than anything.
The thing with Simpsons is all Matt Groening series have a layer of stupid over a very thin layer of stupid, over a very thick layer of intelligence. The problem with Simpsons is it loses that a lot.
It loses that more in the later seasons.
Right, specifically. Yeah. Futurama maybe has one half season that does that. But, aside from the beautiful writing in the series, you have great character writing as well. In the pilot episode, you understand what each character is going to be. They all progress. We were talking about this. They all progress to a certain rate, but at a certain rate, actually, they'll progress at a certain rate. But specifically, the main traits of all these characters are present at the beginning. Bender, the first time you meet him, he does a coin trick to the suicide booth, so he's already cheating. Fry's stupidity is shown really well. Just watch this whole first episode for a direct example. There's too many. Just watch it. Leela, it shows that she's a leader, prim and proper. She has the right attitude. You get their characters.
I wouldn't say prim and proper more than...
No, at this point in time she is. She gets a little, like, sloppier later, but that's because she runs
It's more authoritative.
She demands. You get those flashes of everyone, so you know those three main characters. Even Farnsworth, to a degree, that you see in a little bit. The police, I thought this was a nice little jab at you get a nice amount of jabs at the police on this one. You have the police who are right around the corner. We need your help. Come, we're following this fugitive. We'll be there in 5 minutes. They're literally right there.
Yeah.
Like literally right there.
When their voices were a lot different, like a lot of characters.
A lot of these, yeah. In the pilot episodes, there's some of them are way too high and get lower over time. Some of them are just changed altogether. It's interesting to see pilot voices, because we brought this up in regular show review too. Well, I did at least. And it's just, you really see the evolution of a character, not only from the writing, but from the actual character themselves.
Yeah.
Sometimes in looks too, as far as drawing. Bender gets shocked. you brought this up. Bender gets shocked, and his attitude completely changes to the Bender that we're used to in this series.
Like, he just starts out emotionally disconnected. Like, he just wants nothing to do with
suicidal.
Anything. Yeah, he just wants nothing to do with anything.
Arguably get shocked.
And then
I want to bring it up. Most pilot episodes, and we mentioned some of the series before, Family Guy, Simpsons, South Park, American Dad. All these series, their pilot episodes, even the first few episodes, aren't necessarily the best in the series. Comparatively, sometimes they're the worst. Not just in quality form. It's striking from point one. This is not one of those cases. The pilot, the second episode, they hit actually harder than some of the later ones in this season, which is just interesting to note.
You know, most pilot episodes are about making you jump on the idea or the concept, and this just hits right from the start.
Well, in all fairness, there are, and I don't know if do you know the differences in pilots? Because I actually just studied this semi-recently.
No, I don't.
There's like 3 different ways to sell a pilot specifically. The backdoor pilots, which are getting a character from another series to get a kind of like what they did with Flash on Arrow. Yeah. And then there's also like there's concept pilots, which networks apparently dislike greatly. This is kind of a concept pilot where it's he gets Flash to the year 3000 and comedy ensues. There's some really clever writing in this aside from the thing we mentioned earlier. Aside from the Shadow, you get the Space Wasps.
Oh yeah, I'm the package.
Good news, everyone.
But it's the Space Bees later, but whatever.
Fuck you. It's clever enough that they got it. And we move on to the second episode. In the second episode, we get intro to a couple more characters like Hermes. You get Zoidberg, who's like the worst best doctor in the world.
Why not Zoidberg?
I don't hear him now. You have Leela's appointment of captain in this episode, which is a major thing. And I love the scene that they do it, because it's literally just Fry wants it so bad because he wants to be better than a delivery boy. No, you're too irresponsible. Bender. No, you're a drunk. Leela. She's already signing for the package.
Yeah,
she's already the leader.
She's already doing the shit she's supposed to do.
You'll do it.
You know, for a madman, he seems to know who the hell is the most capable one.
It was you know what, bro? A fucking broken clock is right twice a day. But yeah, we get all those intros. We get Leela's appointment, which is kind of like an intro. These first 2 episodes, you can tell, maybe even a little of the third, they're really a brunt of the setup work. But while they're doing that, they don't like damper any of the episodes you're watching. It doesn't feel like setup. It's just setup happening while you're getting a nice storyline. I forgot who says it, but it's like those brave guys, no one ever heard of them. It's a great stab at astronauts.
Oh yeah, more people we never heard of.
Because it's like, let's be honest here, what astronauts do you know? Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, Michael Collins.
Michael Collins!
Only because of Mighty Boosh.
Pussy!
I'm not even gonna lie on that one. Fry gets his first delivery to the moon, and he's super excited about it despite it being a delivery job.
It was always like a dream to go out.
To the moon. So he gets to the moon, and specifically gets disappointed at the fact that it's an industrial theme park.
Yeah.
It's like an industrial-sized theme park.
He just wanted to see the moon before it was normal.
So, their fix to that is for him to go on the Whalers on the Moon and take the cart and go off-roading.
Hey, Bender!
Yeah, one of them recognized.
I want the cards with that guy.
Oh yeah, the whole bang, zoom, up to the moon. And from there we start... that's a TV comedian, not an astronaut, and that's a metaphor for beating his wife!
The whole theme park thing, like, Fry's disappointed. I like how that comes back and Leela's just like, no, it's not special, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, at some level, she's right, but on another level, it's...
You're warped. You're jaded.
No, she doesn't get it because she wasn't around in the year 2000.
Well, that's my point. You're used to it at this point. Your generation has it all the time.
At this point, people have gone back and forth to just about everywhere.
Fry and Leela wind up getting stranded outside the park. Bender winds up getting kicked out. Fucking... Because... If it's a place, Bender gets kicked out of it. On the other side of the moon, you wind up meeting this
the moon shall rise again.
Hick farmer from the south, and
the moon will rise again.
And his 3 daughters.
It technically does rise every night. How do you have robot daughters?
Oh no, I thought about that instantly.
Like,
You built them, created them. Well, the series teaches you later to be the parent of a robot. All you have to do is inspect them. All you have to do is inspect them, apparently.
Yeah, but he built them to be like sluts.
Well, two of them are sluts. One of them, let's be honest, he built to be a fucking tank. Yoo-hoo. So yeah, you get the 3 robo-daughters and all that stuff, and obviously it leads to Bender fucking getting chased with a shotgun, because...
Because it's fucking Bender.
Bender. They're on the moon landing spot, the old moon landing spot. They're, I
forgot what that thing was called.
Yeah, I don't know why I blank on that, and it's kind of depressing. But it's a nice touch having the dark side of the moon that they're following the whole time. It completely eclipses Fry after she says the negative words to him. It's just some old guy's fucking footprint and some old metal and a stupid flag. And as she says it, his very alone, harsh reality.
To escape the dark side of the moon so they don't freeze to death.
Well, no, right. But I'm saying when that hits Fry, it's after she puts the cold, harsh reality on him. So the cold, harsh, sweeping reality literally sets in. Point of that episode is a really nice one. I thought it was a nice thing to have Fry have that realization moment, and we move on to episode 3. Fry uses the office to get ready in the morning, uses the bed as a table, the chemical shower as a morning shower, and the jet engine as a fucking hairdryer. Which I just think is one of the most clever fucking lazy man.
You're spraying yourself with radiation.
So yeah, this leads with him getting kicked out after eating like a fucking old ancient planet's mummy like it was a piece of jerky.
Oh yeah, I love that. He was gonna eat it, but it's just like
the way he gets angry and reveals it. The way he gets angry, the way Farnsworth gets angry and reveals the mummy.
I was going to eat it.
Really well done.
Like he goes on saying
Groening's really good at like playing with expectations in that way.
Yeah, I just like how it's like it's an ancient mummy and I'm proud to own it. No, I wanted to eat it.
yeah. And apparently has multiple, because of a teriyaki one later as a moving gift.
This one's in
teriyaki flavored.
Ridiculous.
It leads with Fry moving in with Bender into a closet-sized apartment. Hey, baby, wanna kill all humans?
Hey, baby, you wanna kill all
Now, I think this episode is a matter, not just a matter of acceptance of your friend, but specifically with living situations. Because, I mean, there's this shit situation, and then there's the one later on the opposite. And there's no happiness here unless both sides wind up working together. When they're looking for apartments after moving out of Bender's apartment, because it's me and him standing next to each other. That's the size. I don't think you caught this joke. Me and Mark, shout out to Mark who watched it with us. We caught the shout out to Pat too because I heard you're watching as well. But there's a specific line where it's literally fantastically suspicious apartments. So they go to that ad, and then the line is.
So what's the catch?
No catches.
No catch.
Well, we are technically in New Jersey.
Well, we are technically in New Jersey.
Great way to show a friend struggle, though. Friends versus interest. They don't always necessarily correlate. Sometimes they collide.
What? And then you can visit me. No, we can't.
No, we can't. It's the great pop-in comedy you get on Futurama. Whenever a character just, like, enters in from the side, barks a line, and then just disappears, I'm gonna be on the floor laughing. That's great comedy. Jettisoning into a room is just... And even out, like with Django.
I like how when Bender's, like, sad, and... He's basically... His sadness is dealt with by not drinking. He becomes sober, where he's miserable.
But you actually just brought it up. My one problem with this episode, and probably one of my only negatives with these first 6 or 7 episodes we did. This is extremely out of character for Bender. Not the being a brat, not the pitching a fit, not the sober streak because things didn't go his way.
It's part of his development.
That's true. It is a little development.
Because it's still the first season.
But I just want to point out that it's something that if you've watched the series before, it's sort of just like a red flag. Like, whoa. Bender's not able to be independent. Because he literally says, "I can't live alone," and it's just like.
But he was living alone until Fry was in, and now he misses Fry.
I get that. It's a nice thing, but it's the way that it's worded and presented just seems a little weird towards his character. Granted, if this is the first time you're watching it, that's not a problem. The scene does work as a whole, despite what I was saying a little bit earlier, because it is one of those rare few moments in the series that you get a pity Bender moment.
I'm gonna do it! No, Bender, there's ways to do this without cutting Lila's head off.
Yeah! And then when it's, no, my antenna. Oh, let me help you.
Let me help you.
You're gonna let him disfigure him, so you're gonna help him? Bender having the closet in his closet-sized apartment, which is an apartment-sized closet. And it's not only a great punchline for the episode, it's a great way to end the episode and a great way to actually have, like, a good night everybody
I like
style.
how it started, that, like, a robot's apartment. A robot just needs to, like, shut themselves off.
Yeah, what do they need? That, you'll see the robot apartments later with one of my favorite characters. I believe his name is Roberto. So yeah, honestly, we go off with that good punchline and move to episode 4, which is, oh, out of all the cold opens, this is my favorite one. It starts with Leela and the guy on the date. Most people don't usually give me the time of day because of my giant eye, and they usually get turned off. And then as she's saying this, the
like
lizard tongue just comes out.
Lizard tongue eats?
Ew! Breaks up with him.
And it's like, really?
Oh my god. That's just a great stab because beggars usually wind up being choosers. It's just an interesting thing, and it shows why shallow people wind up being alone most of the time, especially when they're on the harsh side, like Leela, which is an interesting character design.
Yeah,
I don't remember a lot of characters like that, too.
Yeah, you're too picky, they tell her, and it's like,
oh,
no, it's not just picky, it's shallow.
I think I know why we got the best cold open for this episode. Because this is the best episode. Do you want to know why this is the best episode?
I don't know.
Because we get the introduction. Zap Brannigan.
Yeah.
Gif.
What was the line? Tell the boy.
Gif, tell the boy to lay my shorts out.
The boy, sir?
You lay my shorts out. He's so egotistical, he doesn't allow pauses in his sentences. He fills them with noise.
The jackass wants to see you. Oh, and you have to wear this.
I also think and let's just get this out of the way, he's very clearly, from the ship look itself, to him... This
is clearly...
a Star Trek. Yeah, a Star Trek parody. He is very clearly supposed to be Kirk Shatner, specifically Shatner, and just... I think it's my favorite Shatner
from the
character impersonation.
You know that from, like, the whole underdeveloped planets joke.
Also, I feel like Kif is what a realistic Spock would be. He would be fucking miserable with this douchebag fucking swaggering womanizer as his superior. Brannigan's Law. Zap and Leela, they have a setup in this episode where they wind up banging. Don't even know how it happens. The camera doesn't even show, which is a great way to show those relationships.
She started comforting him after his whole...
It's a great way to show those pity
I'm pathetic speech.
Moments. Yeah.
Oh, I loved that.
It's like, because the next thing you know, it's like they're talking. Next thing you know...
Would you like some champagne?
It's pronounced champagne.
Oh, God!
I normally hate it. I don't know if it's for the entire series. I think it kind of is, but it's like this... The Nimbus, his ship, is like this weird mix of 3D and 2D, and I think it genuinely is probably one of the best uses of 3D I've seen.
Because they know how to stylize it and make it look good.
In all fairness, later on in one of these episodes, the 3D's pretty shit, but here it works really well.
It's never as shitty as, like, other things, because, like, they only do it for quick scenes.
That's true. And they use it for stuff that should... Like background, foreground type of thing, which is the one later on, and in this case, it's something that's large, otherworldly at this point, so... And then also one of the best lines from Zap to Kif, after Leela and them are gone, and it just cuts back, and it's just literally she's calling for help again, and the exact line he says to Kif is, and that's why you'll never be captain.
Oh, the fucking segue.
What a piece of fucking garbage!
That's why you'll never be captain.
And Kim just has to sit
what was
there.
he just talking about?
And Kim just sit there.
I wonder if he's just like telling Kif, you'll never be captain because you're Kif.
The whole point, you find out their mission was to get 2 of every animal onto their ship, their Noah's Ark in it, and...
Better white 2!
And they wind up, oh yeah. And they get the, Utah 2!
Utah 2.
But they get Nibbler. They put him on the ship. They get 2 of every animal. They put him on the ship. They go away to get the last two-headed flamingo, and Nibbler eats all the animals. So I just want to bring up the interesting thought here, because it's something that's very clearly shown, but I never actually put it together until me and the people watching this, we all brought it up. And it was just, so this creature, his inner workings digest a whole bunch of matter, like a metric fuck ton of it,
and converts it
and then convert it into dark matter. Episode 5, with Blurn's Ball, they do a really good job showing Fry re-educating himself to this new world. You see, he's genuinely trying really hard. He's keeping track. He's trying to take notes. He's trying to go to things that semi look like stuff that he recognizes. He tries to relate it to baseball, and it's just it's one of those like serious moments that you don't really digest, but when you do and you think about it, it's a really nice, touching, kind of sad moment.
Sense of Blurn's Ball.
Yeah. Which, by the way, is the greatest sport ever. It looks like so much fucking fun.
Fucker comes riding out on a
tarantula! You like the joke, the Hermes getting carried away, the hologram Hermes getting carried away.
Random.
Just what the fuck?
Back away, you mangy bird, or some shit.
Back away, you mangy bird!
Filthy bird.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because this series has a lot of really good jokes that the ones that aren't necessarily, they're not bad, but the ones that aren't like killer, maybe they just seem meh. I like the robocism, the subplot of robot racism with Bender. Oh yeah. Oh, look at this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna drop this. Oh, why isn't it a human baby cleaning it up? PC, yeah.
Yeah, I love that because it's just like, oh my fucking god. There are people that still do this. And it's like, yo, Bender, you're complaining when literally nobody cares.
I don't see any jobs on the field. They're doing this, and this. Yeah, but they're not playing.
Yeah, because obviously they're
robots.
They'd be better.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fair competition. Would not be fair.
A lot of these topics, like this racism subplot, like I feel like a lot of these, you could drop these in modern day and they would still hold really relevant. Consumerism, that... Maybe it's because they're broad.
The ads and dreams.
Yeah, they make a commercial joke, and it's just sad because she literally thinks you can see the skip in the edit, and it's just, I need 2 to 3 minutes to think about it. It's just wow. Not only was that supposed to be a commercial joke, and if you don't watch it with commercials, that's ruined. But not only that, but wow, that doesn't hold up because commercials aren't 2 to 3 minutes anymore.
Oh yeah,
I've seen commercials actually be 2 to 3 minutes. Robots don't have bathrooms. They don't? Where do they smoke in high school?
Where do they smoke?
Oh, that's such a good joke.
Where do they smoke in high school?
You get some good social commentary in this episode, too, with the robot, the underlining robot overlords. The corrupt government that uses...
That
uses minute lies to control the people. And,
like, back, or I'll breathe fire on you!
Oh, yeah, was that part of our propaganda, or was that an actual thing they could do?
No, wait. Can they do that, or do we make that up?
Yeah, I don't remember at this point. Episode 6. Before we move in on this, I just want to bring 2 things up that I wasn't able to write in my notes, so I put them up top, so I'll bring them up now. There was a plaque outside the police station's door that says, "Please ask us about our great brutality settlements."
Oh my god.
Pick it up.
About our generous brutality settlements.
Yeah, generous, that's what it was. And then Fry, burying the lead here, Fry winds up getting rich this episode. The spa he goes to, Scruffy works for them, so I guess Planet Express picked up Scruffy from Le Spa.
Yeah.
But on to the actual episode. Dream commercials, that's this episode.
Alright.
And we get another great message at us being slaves to consumerism. Boop.
And Fry has his whole spiel about the commercials back in his day on TV.
We used to have them on TV! And in movies!
And in movies! And on billboards!
And in magazines!
Fuck, there were so many more.
Literally, he just names like everything in our lives.
Yeah.
But not dreams! Also, Mom, the most huggable industrialist.
And she's adorable.
Is introduced and is a phenomenal face for horrible big business. Ruthless, careless, but with a fake smile.
You don't see that until she goes back into her room.
That's my point, is she's with a fake smile in the public. She's great. Behind doors, dastardly son of a bitch. Fry checks his bank account and realizes he's a billionaire, so he has a stroke. So Fry for these anchovies, winds up getting into a bidding war with Mom, the industrialist, and refuses to back down.
Anchovies.
This is really clever. This is more clever than I give it credit for when I just watched it and didn't think about it at all. He's not bidding on anchovies. He's bidding on his fucking past. He's bidding on one of the few rarities, the few luxuries.
The gentleman who bought everything else in today's auction.
But specifically those, I'm saying, those are a portal to his past. And most of the stuff he bought, you see winds up being legitimately a portal to his past. Oh, in the scene where she does, where Mom does reveal that she's the evil character and she pulls the suit off and she walks around.
And her evil plan for why she wanted to buy the anchovies probably just to destroy them.
Yeah, just because anyone could permanently oil up.
They could clone the anchovy DNA
into sweatshop kids.
Into sweatshop kids, and the robot oil would put them out of business.
Yeah, she's not a stab at big business at all. They recreate Fry's past, as we were talking about, to get his PIN number, which is the price of a cheese pizza and a large soda.
And they fucking use Pamela Anderson,
the head of Pamela Anderson, on one of the kids, so it looks like a fucking giraffe.
Won an Oscar. And I just love how like they're trying.
Oh, you didn't win no Oscar after Barbed Wire.
Again, that just shows he's so stupid. This is all clearly a set. I love how like every single.
I know what you're going for already. Yeah.
Every single time he brings it up.
Secret PIN number.
Yeah, no, my secret PIN number.
7742. Like what?
No, he's like, is she getting the pizza? What was the number? 1137.
Sure.
Just like my PIN number. Like he just says it. Just like my PIN number, just to like confirm it to everyone.
It doesn't even naturally fit into the conversation. He just pushes it in. I think it's a nice touch that it's a nice happy give everything up moment for everyone, but everyone hates anchovies. So episode 7 that leads us to, which starts with Bender in a car wash, and that's when I realized a good amount of these cold opens in the first season, for me personally, don't quite hit. This one, I think, is the exception. I like the end punchline for this one. But a lot of these don't quite hit as far as comedy, and they don't really... They're tangential to the episode. They're not necessarily with them. I find them to probably be the weakest part of these episodes, but once again, it's Futurama, so the weakest part of these episodes are still enjoyable. Bender tries to become the ship's chef, and I'm putting air quotes there for a reason, on a whim. And I realized that on a whim describes Bender better than any other sentence could.
Bam!
Spice Weasels. But yeah, he gets inspired by Elzar. Elzar, how do you say that?
Elzar.
Yeah.
Clearly not, Emerald.
Nah. Fry, while delivering a package in this episode, he's walking along, everything's cool, really hot day, just ate legitimate salt as a dinner.
Oh, yeah.
This water!
Bender, this salt water? It's salt water in it.
They're dead. Oh, no, wait, no, he was kind enough to put in 10% less than a lethal dose. They're fine.
I shouldn't have eaten 2 of these.
Fry walking on the hot Egypt-like background, it's the other 3D we mentioned earlier, and it just doesn't work. I don't know if it's the walking loop, the actual cycle. I don't know if it's just the 2D on the 3D. It's just a striking, in a bad way, visual that I don't quite think hits. And I don't think they do either, because you don't see many more of these in the series. This leads Fry to drinking the planet's emperor, who is in a bottle. They are liquid, obviously. And he winds up becoming the new one.
He's so thirsty that he just drinks the first thing he sees.
Once again, between a fucking heap of salt and sun, I'm gonna drink this motherfucker.
I told you you're supposed to not to touch anything, Fry. Could you have landed us closer to the fucking palace then?
Was there a reason for that?
I don't remember.
I don't know, yeah. I'm gonna say that there wasn't, and if there wasn't, that's a problem, and if there was, we're fucking stupid. Fry, after becoming the Emperor, is the worst Emperor ever. He promotes nepotism by hiring Bender over a qualified person. Nepotism.
I'm gonna have to go with Bender.
I've always wanted to be one of those. Like, that's not a qualification. Doesn't study his fatal lines to a speech, because if he gets those wrong, he's dead. Yeah,
you die.
And quickly lets his success go to his head toward Leela. So basically, he's terrible, and it's a message to unqualified leaders.
Yep.
The original Emperor turns out, in a weird twist, turns out to be alive, which, if this is the first time you've seen this, that's actually a really good twist. I remember being surprised at that.
Yeah, he starts glowing in the stomach. But, you know, technically they already swore him in, so...
Okay, so yeah, you've already been sworn in. You listen to me now. I'll give you your Emperor back and reinstate him, but you're gonna have to wait.
Yeah. It's pretty fucking simple.
But no, it's Fry, so he's a fucking idiot. Here's the other kind of weird thing with that. So Fry drank him a while ago. You've seen them lazing around, and it almost looks like it's a full day. Not 24 hours, but a full day's worth of time, correct?
Yeah.
You're gonna tell me he didn't pee in a full day's worth of time. Okay, here's a weird thing that I just don't quite get, and things do this a lot, and I get that it's supposed to be a fake out, but then let the moment settle. Leela shows up, ruining the best way for Fry to cry. They get the way for Fry to cry, and it was a nice moment, it made sense, and it showed his care for Leela, so if that was the only point, at least it's not pointless. But that's the thing, they set that up, they had a way for him to get it out, it was a nice solution.
And then Leela comes
But
in.
then Leela, all but 2 seconds later, comes in. It's like literally
With a grappling hook out of nowhere.
Right away! Like, why do you have that as an even possible solution if it's just instantaneously
Like,
ruined?
I thought you were dead, and then she starts slapping him and hitting him. I was like, what are you doing that for? And then they bring...
Oh, I get it.
They got the bottle.
I love you guys.
Oh, I get it. I love you guys. Ow!
And on that note, that's pretty much all we have for that. So, 7 episodes, which is more than we normally do, and I didn't lose a fucking single second of, I didn't have a single second of boredom. I loved every second of all of these episodes, which is rare. Some of my favorite shows have boring moments, and Futurama seems to skirt right past that problem.
Because fucking Futurama, one of the best animated comedies of the whole fucking time.
I also think that we have to give credit to The Simpsons, because I feel like Simpsons helped Groening really sharpen his pen, so to speak.
Yeah.
We appreciate you watching this week. We'd appreciate it if you could subscribe, because that'll help you get our content. I said it last time, I'll say it again. We don't necessarily have a way to throw that all to you in the right way. I can't put tags, so you can't necessarily search for all of them. On that note, we'll give you next week, we'll be doing One Punch Man Part 2.